Some code within iOS 14.5 has given us some insight on how battery packs will be an optional MagSafe accessory for the iPhone 12. Let's begin! Alright, so this I'm very, very excited for, and it's not just because my 12 mini has kind of a sucky battery, okay? I assure you, battery life is fine, it's not a problem, but there are definitely some days where it'd be nice to have something on the go when you need to that you can just really easily slap onto the back, just like the MagSafe wallet, except instead of holding 3 cards, this thing charges your phone. And the interesting part about it is it will apparently keep the device charged up to 90% instead of leaving it at 100% all the time, which should result in the battery health being dramatically improved. I'm no expert on the subject, but I'm pretty confident that the reason battery cases in the past with iPhones were able to keep your iPhone at 100% was once your phone was completely charged up, the battery case itself would actually be powering the device, and the battery on the inside of your iPhone wouldn't actually be utilized until the smart battery case was completely dead. Maybe it's not really possible to do that with MagSafe for whatever reason, because this is an inductive charge method, not one that plugs directly in, and with the MagSafe battery pack that's not been announced and is just being referenced in the code, perhaps that type of battery is not easy to power the entire device off of, and they know that it'll be taken off and on really, really easily compared to battery cases, which some people take them on and off somewhat regularly, but definitely not as often as you may pop off a MagSafe accessory. But the main reason I think this is a really great idea is the fact that you wouldn't necessarily have to pick a battery pack for a certain size phone, right? So with the 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max, you had to have separate battery cases for all of those, but with a MagSafe battery pack, potentially, you could just have kind of one size fits all. I mean, I get it, you know, a battery pack that would fit on the back of the 12 mini probably would not help out a 12 Pro Max battery very much, but hey, at the same time, they're the ones who need a battery pack the least, but I would not be opposed to them having like a smaller variant and a larger variant, but I'm just saying you don't necessarily need to have, you know, 3 or 4 different sizes for each individual iPhone model, especially if these things are not supposed to be wrapping the whole phone up, which I never really liked anyway. I've been reviewing iPhone battery cases for years, and I always thought the smartness of them was cool, and of course the fact that they added a camera button, that was a thing, but I always hated the bulkiness of it, and I always hated the silicone material they made those cases out of. They always aged pretty horribly, and my use case with smart battery cases was always just, you know, use my phone regularly, and then when I need a charge, I could drop it into a battery case and it would charge itself up, because I like using my phone caseless. I just like having the lighter design, I like feeling the glass, I like feeling the metal, and these battery packs would be allowing me to still feel the sides and everything, and of course, easier than ever, be able to take the battery off, put it back on, and the only thing that would maybe prevent me from buying a battery case for the 12 mini is me knowing that I'm probably gonna be upgrading to iPhone 12s Pro Max, or whatever the stupid name is, later this year. But however, if they decide to go forward with the battery pack idea, that means I could buy a battery pack that would make like a huge difference for the iPhone 12 mini, and then when I do upgrade to a larger iPhone or a future iPhone, I can just take that battery pack with me to my next one and charge it when it needs to. So on a max-sized iPhone, yeah, it probably won't make a huge difference. I doubt it will even charge it up to 100%, but still, hey, I mean, it's gonna be so integrated and so seamless to slap on the back, you won't even have to think about it very much, and when you're done, it's gonna be easier than ever to just slide that thing off. You don't have to like pry it out of a case like you did before. And you know, this was kind of inevitable, right? Apple was going to have to develop some type of smart battery pack as soon as they remove the charge port anyway, so might as well get ahead of themselves and start releasing some MagSafe battery packs, which would definitely provide some much needed creativity to the iPhone 12 designer studio, which basically lets you choose an iPhone, a case, and whether or not you want a wallet. But they spent all this time hyping up the design studio for iPhone 12. It's like 2 colors to choose from. I don't know. It just feels weird, and I'm glad that there are more MagSafe accessories in development, and seeing them keep the battery up at 90% sounds like a great way of maximizing efficiency, not damaging the battery in the long haul, and of course battery modules would allow you to pick and choose which iPhone you wanted to use them with. Wouldn't be a very exclusive size thing. It would also be funny if they made like an extra large battery pack for the 12 Pro Max, but then you tried to slap that on the back of the 12 mini and the battery module was going like past the edges of the Mini, and it's like, hey, it looks stupid, but it works, okay? And I've also just found it weird that for the past few years, Apple has released battery cases, typically in the fourth quarter, or at the very latest January, after the iPhones had already been released. And this is the first year in a while that iPhone batteries have actually gotten worse. They shrunk the capacities, and with phones like the 12 mini, the battery has been as bad as it's been for a flagship iPhone in a long time, and then suddenly this is the year they decide to not do battery cases, or battery accessories of any kind. So I'm sure they had something cooking up, and now iOS 14 code is just kind of letting us know that. I know there's probably some people that are worried about how easy the battery packs would be to fall off, given a lot of people complained about how the MagSafe wallets fall off pretty easily. Personally, I played around with a few friends' phones that had them, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. You basically just don't want to put the wallet on the outside when you put it in your pocket. A lot of people I know who got that wallet seem to be very, very happy with it, despite all of the negative press it got. I'm still not interested in getting one, but it seems simple enough to work into your daily life, and I love using MagSafe accessories in the first place. So the idea of just being able to slap one on the back and now you're charging, it's just gonna make that portless future even more obtainable.
Also, for the record, yes, I know some third parties have come up with things like this, but they're not going to keep your phone at 90%. They're just going to block it all the way up to 100%, which won't be good for health. It also looks a bit clunky and a lot less Apple certified, which is why I'm more skeptical of these like third party options, but I know they exist.
Let me know if you guys would be interested in picking up something like this in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here. I'll see you guys in the next one.